It is Saturday and the 6th day of the reading rush. I only 2 books left because I'm still on track. Like, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm doing good. I was gonna let the weather decide what book I read because I have the 2 books left. I have the one that's to do with a movie and also one to do with a book you read all the way outside. And if it was gonna be rainy today, I obviously can't read outside, and it is. It is. Yeah, I'm looking out the window right now and it is just hideous. It's atrocious weather. So the book for today is Persepolis by Maja Satrapi. It is a graphic memoir. This one is for the prompt like you've seen the movie but haven't read the book that inspired the movie. Do you know what I mean? So I saw this when I was in university. I saw the movie and like I felt so cool because I was in university and it was like a French film and it was like low budge and artsy and we were at like a special artsy old theater. Like I felt very cool and I was like, I should read the book. But then I realized that it was like a graphic novel or a graphic memoir book. And at that time, I wasn't really into that, so I was like, and I sort of left it. But now that I've been reading more and more of that kind of book and really liking it, now is the perfect time to get right into it. But because it's Saturday, I have promised the Munchkin that I will make her pancakes and eggs, but the vegan kind. And that's what we shall be doing right now. Oops, shit. We are out of berries. There are no berries in the house, and the spud always has berries on our pancakes, so she's not going to be happy about this. Okay, I've just had a thought. There are berries in the backyard. They're on a massive blackberry bush that's been taking over our yard for a while. But they're officially in the neighbor's yard? It's officially the neighbor's bush. But there's some overhanging fruit in our area. So I'm gonna go see if they're out there, and if they're not out there, I might try to steal some. Shit. I need a bigger chair. Okay, so I've got a pretty good haul, you know, not too many, not greedy. So we're gonna have pancakes. And eggs and bacon. Yeah?
Yeah.
But they're all vegan. Yay! Yay! We have our magic recipe here. You in charge? What's the first thing? Flour.
Flour.
Next thing.
Caster sugar.
Bwyd, mają flasys. Os ydy'n flasys, da ni'n hapus. Bwyd, mają flasys. Golchi dwylo, cyn coginio, brecwast, ginio a dde. Tochi'r cynnwys yn y bowl yn ei gymysgu o gwmpas y lle. A chi'n hir fe welwch chi yn glir bod coginio yn hwyl. Bwyd, mają flasys. Bwyd, mają flasys. Os ydy'n flasys, da ni'n hapus. Bwyd, mają flasys. Blawd a menyn, siwgr eisydd.
Can I save a tiny bit for Pumpkin Amazing?
Yeah, okay. They sort of know you're gonna do that anyway, don't they? Well, shit, how did it get to be 11:30 already? Like, I have a prescription. I have a prescription that I have to pick up before midday at the surgeon on the road. I have not started reading it for the day. And also, where is this rain that I had early this morning when I was making my decision about what book to read, and which the BBC weather app said would be going on all day? Okay, catastrophe averted. But now that I'm out of my house without my kid and it's not raining and it's Saturday, I might stop by the market. Why not?
So gooey.
I've clubbed this brownie. I'm gonna bring it back to my lair for the spud. Like, he accidentally broke the other one and made it all gooey and weird, so he gave me the 2 for 1. Oh, shit. Holy shit. Can you imagine if I just fucking dropped that just then? Okay, super annoyingly, it's actually quite nice out now. It's like not raining, it's not really that windy, like, it's quite a nice temperature. But like, I know as soon as I switch my book for today and make it the outdoor one, it's just gonna start pissing it down. Like, if I use this whole day for the indoor book. And then the forecast for tomorrow suddenly changes, which is what it did today. I don't know. It's a dilemma. Okay.
She's got like sticky syrup on her back.
Okay, I know this book is about a revolution, which is quite serious compared to my life, but I feel like if this particular cartoon square doesn't describe my life right now, I don't know what does. Oh my gosh, this book is so good. I'm loving it. Like, it's just as good as the movie. I don't know why I've waited this long to read it. It's basically about this girl who lives in Iran, sort of in the 80s. I think she's like 10 in 1980. And the Islamic Revolution in Iran was in 1979. So like they had a Shah, and everyone was sort of quite modern, or like not everyone, but they had like, you know, Western movies and like Western clothing, and not all women covered their hair and stuff like that in sort of the 60s and 70s. But then the revolution in 1979, it started to get sort of stricter, sort of like with Muslim things, like you always had to cover your hair, and like there couldn't be Western movies and stuff like that. So she's talking about like how she's into like protesting and stuff when she's like 10 years old because her parents are into protesting. And she's just said now that something I don't remember from the movie at all, and something which is crazy because it's a true story, it's like a true memoir, it really happened, that she's descended from like the emperor that was overthrown by the Shah. So like she's sort of talking to her dad now, and her dad's like, your grandfather was like the prince, like his dad was the emperor. And I found that crazy, so I googled it, and there's like an interview that she did right when the movie was sort of coming out in about 2006 or so, where she was like, yeah, so I'm Iranian royalty, you know, like my family is descended from the emperor. But like that's not as impressive as you'd think, because he had like 1,000 wives. Or his father had 1,000 wives, and then he had like 100 wives. So when you look at how many actual princes there are, there's just thousands of them, so it's not really as exciting as it sounds. And that sort of burst the bubble, but still, how weird. How effing weird. Now it's at a bit where like her uncle's uncle was part of this huge thing to do with Azerbaijan declaring independence and stuff, and then like being executed by the Shah. Like, I don't remember any of this from the movie. I must have just been like so caught up in like, oh, I'm in university and I am like watching an acting movie. I didn't actually pay attention. I feel like I need to watch the movie again, so I might sort of read all this and then watch the movie. I found it on Google Play, so that's gonna be pretty good. But also, because I fly through graphic novels and graphic memoirs and stuff, I sort of just assumed that, even though this one's quite thick, you know, it's like 330 pages. I figured that because it's a graphic memoir, I'm just gonna fly through it, it's not gonna be any problem. But I'm only on page 58 now, and I've been reading for ages. It's because it, like, even though it's a graphic memoir, it has a lot of like history and like philosophy and things to really think about, and loads of things that I've had to Google as well to sort of like check on them and like look at maps and like look at like the faces of these political figures. Like, it's just I'm having a whale of a time. It's an amazing read and it's super fun, and I love looking up like extra things on the side. But I'm now a bit worried that I won't finish this in a day. This might be the one thing that sets me off, which is going to be super annoying, and especially because I want to watch the movie as well, so. If hair is as stimulating as you say, then you need to shave your mustache. My father actually said that. So like, as well as like all of the changes that are going on in Iran at the moment, like with the country, the sort of the revolution, the war, sort of all of the changes to the government, the policy and everything, like the girl, the narrator, she's also just going through like normal life changing and life living as well. Like, she's growing from like a kid to a teenager and just doing normal sort of teenage stuff, despite the fact that her country's going through craziness. So it says here, like, as for me, I sealed my act of rebellion against my mother's dictatorship by smoking the cigarette I'd stolen from my uncle 2 weeks earlier. Like, I remember from the movie as well that like people are always still like trying to be cool, you know, like even though being caught with like wearing something Western or whatever could mean that you could actually go to prison. Like, the kids are still, they find it really important still, like it's the 1980s and like kids still want to look cool, you know. So I don't know. I just love this book so much. I'm loving it. I think everyone should read this book. Well, she's saying now that her grandma puts jasmine flowers in her bra every morning so that she smells nice. When she takes her bra off at night, like all the flowers fall. And she asks her grandma like how she has like such like upright boobs even though she's old. And she's like, oh, I soak them in ice water for 10 minutes every day. Like obviously that sounds like bullshit, right? Because if not, I'm gonna try it. Oh my god, like she's 14 and her parents are sending her away to Austria because it's like too dangerous for her to be in the country, and like they keep saying that they'll like see her soon, but like everyone knows that they're like maybe never gonna see her again. Like, oh my god, this has me wrecked. Like obviously like thinking about like in the future something like this could happen to us and like my kid like maybe having to go live with my parents like in a different country. Like this book is so emotional. Okay, so I've just finished the first part of it. Like this edition of the book is like the first book and the second book together in one book, and I've just finished the first book, so I don't think I'm actually doing that bad on time despite starting really late and it taking longer than I thought. I think I'll still be okay to finish for the end of the day. I would like to point out that it's still not raining and it's almost 6 o'clock, basically. Stupid weather app. Okay, I finally finished it and it was so good. So good. And like the ending, like no spoilers, but oh my god. Like this is probably one of the best books I've read this year, and I can't believe that I saw the movie like 15 years ago or whatever, and in those 15 years I could have been reading this book. Okay, so now what are we doing now? Is daddy going to Mike's house?
Dad, are you going to Mike's house?
Yeah, daddy's going to Mike's house. So what are we gonna do?
Girls' night.
Girls' night!
But first we're going to the shop, then have a girls' night.
Yes, we have to go to the shop to get stuff for girls' night. What food should we get for girls' night? Should we get crisps? And popcorn.
And also chips.
Should we get soda?
Yeah.
And should we have pizza? So that is the end of day 6 for the reading rush. And the end of my 6th book, so I only have one left, and it's the one that I read outside. So at the minute, the weather app says that it's not going to rain all day tomorrow, but I don't trust it. It's not to be trusted, okay, because it's lied all this week. So all I have to do is just sort of, you know, hope that it's good enough to read outside, or else I'm just going to have to sit by an open window or something, or like sit with an umbrella, like in the rain. But anyway, thank you for watching. I see your foot. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.